Hello everyone, welcome back to Vlogmas day number 3. Today's going to be a little bit of a different video just because I am working on another video for future Vlogmas, or like in a few days. So I was taking up a lot of my time today, but it's so fun. And in the past couple of videos, I've told you how I felt kind of uninspired or not really knowing what to knit or anything like that. So that's kind of the fun project that I'm working on. But for today's video, I thought I would do a Q&A, and so this video is going to be specific to knitting, so knitting focused questions. But if you want to know more kind of personal questions or anything like that, feel free to type them down in the comments below. And so maybe I'll do a future video where I talk more about life and stuff like that. But for this specific Q&A, it's going to be knitting related questions. So I had looked on, I just Googled some questions. So I'm just going to be answering them kind of throughout the day, just whenever I get a chance. I am warming up some milk for Ava, so I do need to go feed her here in a second. She just woke up from a long nap, which was great. It gave me a lot of time to work on my project. So, do you see the puppies? What are you looking at? Okay, so question number 1. Do you knit or crochet or both? Also, to these questions I found on tvgeekingout.wordpress.com. So knit, crochet, or both. So I do both. I started with crocheting a few years ago. My older sister actually helped teach me through text, really. So I had been wanting to learn how to crochet. So we would call and she would text and give me tips and tricks. And of course I looked online, and then she was so sweet and sent me a book. Oh, what was it called? Modern Crochet or something like that. And I knit, I think, every project in that book. I don't remember, but I still periodically look through that book, but that was really helpful. So yeah, so that's how I learned to crochet. And then just this year, so almost a full year, I've been knitting. And recently, or really this past year, I choose knitting over crocheting. I definitely love knitting. It's just really, really fun. But crochet is also really fun because crocheting is fun because I understand it. I can make things up. Knitting, I still feel like I'm not able to kind of make up stuff. I still have to follow a pattern. Yeah, they're both really fun for different reasons, kind of different projects, what I want to work on. But for the most part, I just primarily knit, and it's just so fun and so relaxed. All right, let me do one more question, and then I'm going to go feed her. Okay, question number 2. What's your favorite yarn brand? I personally don't know if I have a favorite yarn brand. And it all just depends on the project that I'm working on. Like with socks, I love Patons or Paytons or however you say it. I love their sock blend. A while ago, we went to a local yarn store here, and I got just their brand of sock yarn, and I loved that. It just depends on the project. I don't think I have anything specific, and maybe I don't have a wide array of expertise with different yarns. Like blankets, I'll just do acrylic, or I pretty much just get anything from Joann's or Michael's. I think that's really fun. So I guess I don't have an answer for that. I guess I don't really have a specific yarn brand, but it just depends on the project, and maybe more so the yarn type, whether it's acrylic or wool or whatever like that probably determines more so rather than the brand. Okay, I'm gonna go feed her some milk, and then I will be back in a little bit to answer some more questions. But also too, I'd love to know if you have answers to these. Please put them down in the comments below too. I would love to know your favorite yarn brand. Do you knit or crochet? And then the other questions, as we get to them, I'd love to know that as well. So, okay, time to go feed her. All right, I have a cup of coffee going. Ava fed some milk. Actually, I should probably get her a snack like Cheerios. Okay, hold on. Question number 3, what's your favorite fiber? Oh, okay, I already answered this in the last one. So it really just depends on the project. I don't know if I have a specific fiber that I like working with. Acrylic is probably my least. Okay, no, actually, mohair is my least favorite. That really irritates me. I was working a sweater a long time ago, and the mohair was a mohair acrylic blend, I think. So it wasn't 100%, but it was not my favorite to work with. Acrylic is fine. I don't have a problem with it one way or the other, but when you work with a good yarn, that makes a huge difference, whether it's wool or a blend or whatever it is. All right, question number 4. Do you prefer neutral tones, jewel tones, or earth tones? I like them all, and again, this really depends on the project. I think like with a sweater or a garment, I like more neutral. Socks, I will do anything, any color, any style, or I guess more so just any color. And then blankets, I like maybe more neutral, so maybe I do lean more towards neutral. I'm working on a green sweater. It's like a neutral green. So I guess it could be more jewel toned, and I really like that. The secret project that I'm working on is all sorts of colors. So, and then I also have seen like a hot pink sweater or a hot pink scarf or hat or something, and I love that too. So I think it just depends on the mood and the project. All right, question number 5, describe or show pictures of your favorite project. That's a tough one. I don't know if I have a favorite project. I'll have to think about that. The thing at the top of my mind is my Dollar Tree sweater that I made recently. I have a video about it. That's something I'm very proud of, just because I did it in 6 days. I've been working on the same pattern sweater, and it's taking me forever. So I don't know how I did that sweater in 6 days. So maybe that's something that I'm the most proud of. A special project would be Ava's blankets and sweater. So when I was pregnant, I crocheted her a blanket. Okay, hold that thought. I'm gonna go get this stuff. Okay, so back when I was pregnant, I first found out I was pregnant, I went ahead and made a blanket, and I crocheted this blanket. It's just a very kind of basic white. Ava has like so many blankets down here. Yeah, so this pattern I think I got from Daisy Farm Crafts, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, it's just a crochet blanket, but it's really special because I was barely pregnant and I was very, very sick. I was sick the entire pregnancy. And so I just remember sitting down on the couch. We were living in a really tiny apartment, so I'd sit on the couch and I would crochet and just dream of when Ava was here. And so this is tied to a lot of memories. I don't let her sleep with this. Like, I mean, I can make this again in a heartbeat, but it's still just the idea. So yeah, this is just something that is special to me. And then for her first birthday, which I have shown this in previous videos, I did make her this blanket, which she loves, which is so sweet. You want it? So yeah, those are some projects that I have made that I'm proud of and that are special to me. Question number 6, how many whips do you have? So whips, of course, just mean works in progress. And a few. I don't have a lot, actually. I started working on a pair of socks this week. So I have 1 sock complete, so I need to do the second one. She's trying to climb up on the chair like a little monkey. So I have the socks, I have a blanket that I just started, I have a sweater, and then a secret project that I started today that's going to be the focus of my attention all weekend. So those are the current works in progress. I really don't have too many, actually. Okay, question number 7. What's your go-to needle or hook size? Truthfully, I don't have a go-to. I really like working with, I like sock needles that size, so 2.25 millimeter, so small, and then kind of like 5 millimeter, so either normal or really tiny. All right, what's your favorite yarn weight? Again, this all varies on the project, so it's hard to say like a specific favorite because, like I said, it depends on the project. So yeah, if I want to work socks, then I work with sock weight yarn, but I guess I kind of like worsted weight. Worsted weight is just a fun weight to work with, I think. But also my secret project is a super bulky weight, and that's kind of been fun. But yeah, I think worsted weight is going to be my kind of go-to. All right, question number 9. Favorite place to shop for yarn? So I think I'd have to say Joann's. There's a Joann's. It's pretty far. It's like 45 minutes. It's out in Scottsdale. And so we very rarely go there. Well, my husband's there a lot. I very rarely, or he's in Scottsdale. I very rarely go out driving there. So it's definitely a destination. So that particular Joann's is ginormous. It's got like wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling yarn, like a ton. So that's a really fun place to go for yarn. So I would probably say Joann's, but then practically like Michael's, that's gonna be the most convenient because it's close. So that's probably where I do most of my yarn. Do you like to knit? This is question number 10. Do you like to knit or crochet in public? I don't know that I actually have, truthfully. Knitting, I only started with when Ava was born, and so if I'm out with her in public, I can't knit with her. So I never have. Note down. So truthfully, I haven't ever really knit or crochet in public. I'll knit or crochet in the car to the place. Ava's at this really sweet stage where she loves to hug my legs. Yeah, she's at this stage where she like hugs my legs or pants, like usually because she wants to be picked up. Or if I'm walking, she like holds on to my leg while I'm walking. And it's so sweet to be at this stage because yeah, it's so sweet. I love it. All right, question 11. What's the most outrageous thing someone's asked you to make for them? That's a tough one. I don't think I've had anyone ask me anything outrageous. I don't think I really have anyone has ever asked me really to make anything. Like my mom asked me to make some like stuffed animals. Yeah, I don't think anyone has ever asked me anything outrageous to make for them. Number 12, do you have an Etsy shop? Well, I guess technically yes. I have a few like sweaters or mugs that have a quote saying I'm in my knitting era. So those are on my Etsy shop. But I used to I did used to make stuff for my Etsy. I would make a lot of like bucket hats. I had a lot of random, I used to make like bucket hats and random stuff. So once I kind of sold out of all that, so once I sold out of everything, I went ahead and just haven't really kept up with it. Question 13, do you like to watch TV while you craft? And if so, what's your favorite program? Yes, definitely. If you see my past videos while Ava is taking her nap, I like to knit or crochet and turn a show on. So I've been watching The Mentalist, and it's kind of embarrassing to say that I'm already on season 4. I started this probably, was it October? Sometime in October I started this. So in about 2 months, I've watched 4 seasons almost. Like that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, just because while she's napping, I watch like 1, sometimes 2 episodes, and then at night sometimes. So yeah, but it's The Mentalist, and then sometimes I like to get in bed and just turn on a YouTube video and knit. So what type of music do you listen to when you craft? Not really. I don't really listen to music while I craft. Are you a fast or slow knitter or crocheter? I would say average. With knitting, hopefully you can hear me. Ava's got her toys going. My mom got her this little it's like DJ Bouncer or something. It's like a little toy that sings and bounces, and she's obsessed. But yeah, I would say I'm a pretty average, an average knitter and crocheter. How long have you been knitting and crocheting? So knitting almost a year, crocheting will be close to like 3 or 4 years maybe now. Do you do any other crafts? So yeah, I guess. I love doing like new crafts. I'm kind of a hobbyist new crafter. If there's something new, I'll try it out, and then I don't really continue with it. Knitting and crocheting has been something that has been constant. But I like my Cricut. I like making cards. I like doing things like that. Like coloring and painting. I used to paint a ton in high school. So I like to think I'm a pretty creative person. So I'm always doing something creative. But as far as like a constant craft, knitting and crocheting. What is on your knit or crochet wish list? Honestly, the only thing would be a set of good interchangeable circular needles. And of course yarn, any type of yarn. But I think a good pair of circular knitting needles, they don't have to keep buying more. I think that would be it. All right, question 19. Do you prefer printed or PDF patterns? And again, it depends. So initially I had printed off patterns, and I don't mind that at all. Like that was enjoyable. I would put it in a notebook so I can just flip through. But this year my husband did get me an iPad, and so when I get a pattern, I put it on my iPad, and that, like, I love using that as well. Is it an iPad mini? It's small, so it must be a mini, and it's the perfect size for patterns, and it just, yeah. So the patterns that are already printed out, like I have Crazy Sock Lady sock patterns that I still reference to, those are printed. Those I still don't mind using the printed one. Yeah, I would say like my iPad, I do a lot of digital patterns, and I really enjoy that as well. How do you work? Question number 10. Usually I like to get myself a cup of coffee or something to drink. I don't tend to drink it while I'm working. It always gets cold, but it's just the idea of having something cozy to drink and then sitting down. So yeah, I usually make something to drink, and then I sit down, I turn on a show or YouTube video, and then either I get comfy on the couch, or if it's at night, I go to bed. Or last night I sat by the fire and did some knitting, so that was really fun. Sometimes I'll sit on the dining room table if I kind of want to focus, and so that helps too. So for the most part, I comfy up on the couch with a cup of coffee or tea, or like a sparkling water or something, turn on a show, and just go to town. All right, next question. How do you plan a project? Inspiration, typically, if I'm like, I want to make a pair of socks, then I go get yarn. Or if I'm out just browsing and I have the yarn, then I make a project. But I typically find the project that I want to make, and then I go and get the yarn. I'm not very good with working with what I have, so that's definitely something that I need to get better on. All right, and the final question is, what is in your future, as in yarn related future? So I don't know, hopefully just a lot of more knitting, more projects, maybe some patterns or just trying out new things. I think that would be fun. Obviously, lots of YouTube videos related to crafting and knitting and life, stuff like that. So that's kind of where my future is, I think. So that is the end of all of the questions. So like I said earlier, I'd love for you to answer these as well down in the comments below, just so we can kind of have the conversation going, learn more about each other and how we work with our craft. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video for Vlogmas. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.